Hello, and welcome
Hello.
to Hi Harris. Welcome to the 15th episode of The Missing Piece, the Relationship Edition. I am Reshma George and I'm from India for anybody who's watching us, and this is Harris Omanovic. And Harris, where are you from?
I'm living in Slovenia,
You're living in
in Europe.
Slovenia, and how long have you been in Access?
Maybe it's going to be soon 6 years, maybe five or something like that. Um,
Wow,
yeah, 5 to 6, 5.5. Since my
right.
first that I was participant on Access Bars class, 5.5.
Sorry, say that again.
5.5 since I was a participant on Access Bars class.
Right. And what did you do before getting into Access? What was your life like before Access?
So I was doing other classes, other modalities. So I started like 9 years ago. One woman said to me, "With energy, we can change the world," because I wanted to change the world my whole life, and that we can change it by changing energy, by changing consciousness on distance. That we are learning on distance, and that we are changing people on distance, because like that we are learning like a species. Because I was thinking that we need to shake every person on this planet to change this planet. We need to do it more physically, like wake up. And when when she explained me this, I said I'm going to do all this, whatever this is, like energy work, spiritual modalities, whatever. And I started with this. So I have seen also myself traveling all around the world and sharing positive things when she said this. And then I went to all modalities which came in front of me. And first, like this was theta healing. And I was doing theta healing. And with theta healing was amazing contribution to my life. Like one of the first things with theta healing, what I have seen is that magic is possible. And another thing is I got intuition. So
What
I
is that?
opened intuition.
Intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I opened myself to my knowing, and that was incredible. Then, like, I could explore life for myself, not
Yeah.
just from the books. So I read all the books. I read all psychology books, and slowly I started to learn together with my participants what is true, what is not true. And then also, like, for 4 years I had my own weekend class. It was called Master of Myself. So for 4 years I was doing also my own class, and I was exploring with participants more than I could read in any books, because like everything was some kind of limited and slow for me, and I was always looking for more. And then slowly access came to my life when I was asking for more, like more possibilities, more awareness, more learning. Also, when can I go next to some international class? And access slowly came to my life. And then when I have seen a foundation manual and 3-day body class manual, I said I'm going to do all these classes.
Right.
Something like
And
that.
at that point of time, did Slovenia have people teaching, access as much as it is right now?
Not as much. We just started, like some people just started with access bars classes.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was it like? What was your experience once you started using the tools of access? What shifted for you and what changed for you?
So like it's hard to put in the words. So it's like everything totally new. So like it's expansion of everything. A lot of change. They're really powerful tools, powerful classes. So a lot of powerful tools, powerful classes, and also like with this traveling, when you travel and you're there on the class with 200, 300 people, it's really amazing experience. And you start to learn how to receive, how to have your own life, how to be energy somehow. Even if I was doing this for more years, access access classes were just like step forward. a big step forward, and it was just wow, like super powerful.
Yeah, yeah, very true. And I know your wife is also into Access. Anna is also in Access, right?
Yes.
She also facilitates classes. And I also know that both of you travel very often, like before COVID, that is, you travel very often to different parts of the world to facilitate these classes. So, how, like, since this is the relationship edition, like, how what is your relationship like with her and in general with other people, because you travel so much, and in a normal relationship you have to constantly be in touch and you have to be in the same city for it to work. So how does it work for you?
So probably we wouldn't be able to have a normal relationship in any way, because it would be too boring for us.
Yeah,
And still we are trying all the time to have as much as normal relationship as possible. So when we have possibility to have some normal relationship, like when days when we are together, is we are together as much as possible, like also with my daughter and also with my wife. We are together as much as possible, we are active as much as possible. Somehow how I see how much I'm present with them and how much we are present with each other, we are still more than other people, because everybody works somehow. So what is the difference is just that people are every day together for few hours or for few minutes, and we are more together like for 3 4 days per week, and when we are together we are all the time together somehow.
and that is so cool. So you found a way to work around with your relationship that actually works for you.
Yeah,
With
so also like I never had in life target to have some normal life. Like for me, some normal life or what other people are doing is not interesting. So I'm creating, or we are creating our life in our way, so it's different life, and I'm following energy what is creating more. And for me, our life is not just to be with our family all the time. We are here to create something, but it's not just our family. And you just explore how to do it. And like everybody's having different life. You just think that we have the same life, like that people are working from 8 a.m. to 4
yeah,
p.m. or something, but like nobody's really doing it. There is like so many different jobs. There is so
yeah,
many different jobs when you came in the evening home, when you came late in the evening. There is so many different jobs where you are working over the weekends, that like it's just a point of view. We just think that people have normal life. Nobody is really having normal life,
yeah. That
something
is,
like that. So,
yes, that is
and
very
now,
true.
like you can ask now medicine workers how much they are at home, something
Yeah.
like that. So,
Yeah.
and,
So that is very
mm,
true that we all assume that we have a normal life, and just because we're, living a particular fashion, we think that that is the normal way of being. And because you are actually creating that what works for you, we feel that you're doing something beyond the normal. But how I see it is, I think, and did you know, like, say for example, 10 years ago, if somebody asked you that this is how you're going to be living, did you think that it would be possible without the tools of access and without your knowing and following the energy?
for me, yes, for me, this is something what I desired my whole life, and this is the most normal thing that I'm living. Whenever I was considering something or choosing something, I was choosing it globally. So whatever would I do now a business, it would be already global business, because I
Right.
was always seeing the
In-
world in this way. So whatever I would do as a business, it would be global business.
okay,
And
what do you mean by that? Like, how do you include the whole globe while you're creating a business?
yeah, why to create only in your country? So like what why is that even option that you are creating only in your country? Like especially like in Europe we have very small countries. So Slovenia is very small country. It's very tiny on the map. So it's even easier to to create over the border somehow, and European Union is now very open to each other, so it's almost like the same country. And like in India it's maybe different because India is so big
Yeah,
somehow, it's a planet for itself, and it's still like, why to create only in your country if you can just create anywhere? And now it's more open than anywhere, like with social media, with
yeah,
Facebook, the communication with people is so much easier, with people abroad, with people in other countries, and also with all this, like planes, like traveling, flying was never easier, even if like now with COVID is complicated. um, you need to be double agent now, double secret agents to travel. And like maybe I'm coming to India over the Pakistan border, or something, or I'm going first to Sri Lanka and then I'm going to swim to India. So uh, it's now more complicated. And before COVID, it was just you sit on the plane and you're just everywhere in the world. So the world wasn't closer ever until now as much as it was
yeah,
before COVID. Now it's a little more complicated. So you
yes,
just you just do it, and like you just choose it. Like it's my choice for my whole life. Like I could never think that I'm creating only in my country. I would like to see the whole world in this lifetime somehow. And whatever was some business idea, or whatever, like when this woman said to me, with energy we can change the world, I have seen myself traveling all around the world and speaking, not just in my country. Somehow I can't do it just in my country. It's just too small.
yeah. I totally agree, and I totally love the perspective that you brought in right now. That whatever you do, you can do from a global perspective. And like you said, the world is a small place when you in normal circumstances, not during COVID has increased the complications of our living as a whole. But so did you, like, how you're so great with having connect with people all around the globe. You have connected with so many people from different cultures and different ethnicities and different even language, people speaking different languages. So how did you start, Harris? Where did you begin from? Did you have like, I know that you say that all your life you have been wanting to connect to the people around the globe and change the planet, but like, did you hesitate? Did you know that you were going to do this, and how did you go about it?
Yeah, so like, yeah, so there were different steps and changing on this way, and different trying different trying um, different choosing. So like I was trying for more years somehow to move forward, and nothing could work. There were like just some small classes in some another country or something. So I was having some class in neighbor country, when you start and it's slow and it's not moving so forward. So I was trying for more years somehow on choosing it. And then it's my coffee machine working.
That's a,
So, and then like what happened in like 1 year, like it was around 3 4 years ago, invitation started to show up. So people started to, after some time of trying, or at least like year of trying to move it forward globally, uh, invitations started to come. It was like volcano eruption. So and then when invitations started to come, so it was like some countries like France, Netherlands, like Holland, Turkey, Brazil. So, and when we created these four classes, in by the way of creation of these four classes and publishing them, sharing the photos, I got 10 more invitations. So 10
right.
more countries. And then when I had already like full schedule for the next 3 months with this. So, and when we published all these classes in all these amazing countries, in all these amazing cities, this created 20 more invitations.
Right.
And from this volcano eruption, in few months, I was booked for whole year.
Wow.
I was booked like in March next year. I was already booked for every weekend of the next year because I just got like even more invitations. So like after it started like a boom, in 1 year I could have class almost in all parts of the world. Something like that. So it's something like when you are creating, it's slowly growing at the beginning, and you need to be a little patient and you need to be really committed to your choice. I knew all the time that I'm going to do it, like globally, all over the world. For me, it's the most natural, and still I needed to be patient and see when it's going to show up.
That
Something
is,
like that. People expect too much results over the night. You know,
yeah.
like success is really over the night. Like one night, one day you are unsuccessful, another day you are successful, and still you are creating it for longer time, so it can be over the night. You are working on it for longer time, so it can be over the night. So
That is,
patience.
yes. Yes, that is super inspiring, Harris, that you went on. I mean, you said you tried, no, you didn't try, you kept choosing. You kept choosing to have a global business for 2 years, and you were patient with your creation and you were committed to your creation to actually have that. And that is so cool. That is truly, truly so cool for you to create that. And like, are you naturally a connector with people? Do you connect? Like, are you a connector? Otherwise,
So
do you? Yeah.
the natural, what is natural? Well, it can be a big topic. So now at the moment I'm natural, and still in my life, and as a child I was very silent and I was very shy. I was never talking. I could, before starting doing classes, I couldn't speak publicly. Like when there were 5 people listening to me, I couldn't speak anymore, and I was super shy and super silent. So like people who know me from before or my family can't believe that I can do this.
Wow.
So I couldn't speak before doing this job. I couldn't speak in front of people.
Right.
And together with with this job, also when I was having first class, I still remember the starting of the class. It was like um, I didn't know if I'm going to be able to speak with people, and I was still choosing it. Like even with problem in speaking, I was still choosing to do these classes 9 years ago when I started. And when I started to speak, it was speaking with total ease, and after that I'm still speaking all the time. It's like this is just the job which I know how to do, and I can just speak. Like also before, like I could speak when I had something to say. I didn't. I'm not speaking normally like other people when I'm speaking just something just to speak. I can't speak in this way. I speak when I have something to say. So I wasn't speaking a lot in my life because there was nothing to say and nobody to listen to me. Something like that. Or nobody to understand me.
So now that you have you have a lot to say, you speak to the crowd that wants to listen to you, and that is so cool. That's such a brilliant point of view to have, and it's very inspiring, Harris, from what you've said, that you've kept choosing what works for you, and you still choose what brings more joy to you. You still include the joy of living, and you also have a page which is called joy. What is the page called? Joy of.
Journey. So my business page on Facebook is Journey. So it's like journey with joy. It's a new word. So Journey.
Yes.
When I was having classes only in my country, the place was called House of Joy, Hiša
Right.
radosti, Slovenian language. And when I started to travel, I changed my business name to Journey. So it's like traveling of journey of joy, journey.
That's amazing. So, so what do you include joy in everything you do? How do you make sure that you have joy with everything you do, including your relationships? Are relationships complicated for you, or are they fun and joyous?
So like how I include joy is that I don't polarize it. So it's for me it's not right, wrong, good, bad. So everything is part of joy. I don't see joy just as something positive. It's like life is joy. So it's like you are joy. So it's not positive or negative. That life doesn't need to be in a good way, or at least not in a good way all the time. So everything is included in your joy, and everything is just different choice.
Yeah,
We are creating everything. Like what if we have exactly relationship which we desire? Also with all the trouble and struggle, it's just part of it,
right.
and you are enjoying it. Like what if everywhere you have some struggle and trouble, you are creating it. So if you are creating it, enjoy it. So I
Right.
enjoy all the struggle, trouble, pain, and everything that I have in my life, and it's much better. Also, like this creation of business and traveling is not so easy. You need to be somehow sadomasochist so you can do it.
Right. And
Nobody taking you around, in this in some magical shell, and it's not so easy. And still, you include it in joy that is not so easy.
yeah, yeah, it is not easy to include struggle and drama and trauma, and not possible. Like, we feel it's two polarities, and it's not possible to have joy with all of that as well. And when we do include all of life, like everything of life together, and truly enjoy life and truly have joy in every moment of your life, I think that's what creates greater. So Harris, what's your point of view around, in this reality there's a lot of, the man has to be the one providing for the family, the man has to be, the man has a lot of pressure on them to keep the family happy, to be able to do everything. Do you have any such point of view?
Somehow, like I consider myself a lot of time as a woman, and
Why is
also also as a wife. Like I don't have like for me, like really, I see myself as a woman. I don't do these classical point of views and definitions. So like I see myself many times as a woman. So sometimes I'm a man, sometimes as I'm a woman, and these like roles in relationship for me they are also stupid. Like some kind of it's boring for me to have classical relationship. So somehow mostly I'm mixed or we are mixed. You can be both at the same time somehow, and all these roles they are just like classical families for me, like something stupid. It's just a point of view. It's artificial. It's not natural. Natural is for me that you allow yourself to be anything in any moment. So you don't need to be just a woman or just a man,
Yeah.
something like that. And then also about this providing the money, like some kind of, yes, I create a lot of money for also for family, for everything, and I don't see myself that I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So like I also, like if I wouldn't be able to provide so much money tomorrow, my wife would provide more money. It's not like, so we don't define so much gender with man or a woman or what are the jobs, something like that. So
Right. So can you talk more about, the classical way of living not working for you? Because we're all trying to pretend to be the way everybody has had a relationship, or everybody has shown up as a man, because, the mans are not supposed to show their, not supposed to be vulnerable, not supposed to be themselves. They always have to be uptight and be well behaved and be chivalrous. And there's so many rules and regulations that's put on a man as much as it's put on a woman. So so how, when you and Anna got together, did you both have this point of view that classical relationships don't work?
like maybe, so we still don't know what point of view we exactly have. So
Yeah.
it's just like I said, like probably we would be bored if our relationship would be like totally classical. So I didn't say that we have this point of view. So it just probably it wouldn't work in any way. So like
Right.
we are interested in something new all the time, not something from the past.
That's
Something like that.
that's so cool. Thank you so much, Harris, for this conversation where you've taken us through an array of topics and the whole global perspective to include the whole world in your creation, in your life, and in your living, and instill joy no matter where you are in life. So thank you so much for having this conversation with me. It was an absolute pleasure to go to the places that we've gone, and thank you so much, guys, for joining us, everybody who's watching us. And I'll see you next
Okay.
Tuesday with another
Thank
guest,
you.
and see you. Yeah, bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you, Reshma. Goodbye.
Well, bye bye.
Thank you.